your eyes and let the montage of your life play for a few minutes. In the video of life that flashes before our eyes before we breathe our last breath, what major life events make the reel? Will only the good moments appear, or will we see the moments that shaped us? For me, my family, time spent in the arts, and my favorite spots around the world will definitely make the cut. These things have all had a lasting effect on my self-identity. Familial relationships, the performing arts, and exploring foreign lands have all made me who I am today. Living with two older siblings while floating between parents' houses, my communication skills were developed. My sister is the oldest and therefore the bossiest of us three kids. My brother is your classic middle child and an acting peacemaker. I can see how I model the behavior of both my brother and sister, being told multiple times by multiple people that I am the exact middle of the two. I can command a room and be a leader, but I also have the ability to see both sides of an argument and bring it to a compromising end. Furthermore, even though the US skews as more masculine in culture, my gender schema is more balanced. Traditional gender roles would say women are the homemakers and men are the breadwinners. Though my father did provide for us kids growing up, my mother learned to be a single woman raising 3 children. This showed me that women can take monetary responsibility into their own hands. This dynamic also taught me to do things for myself in general, whether it be working, changing a tire, or even hanging shelves in the living room. With or without the negative or positive effects of my family relationships, one thing is for sure, my family is and always has been a part of the performing arts. My self-identity has been largely based around the performing arts. More specifically, my teachers' praise and or criticism developed parts of my self-esteem. In class, I was praised for my successes, which made me confident in my abilities. Oppositely, their criticisms caused me to worry when it comes to things outside of my comfort zone. These comments, positive or negative, seeped out of the dance classroom because I carried around self-conscious thoughts about my body, its abilities, and my attitude. Though I could argue the negative aspects of the arts atmosphere, I more positively remember the community that I built in dance. I made friends through my dance studio, some I still have today. This summer, for example, I get to be a bridesmaid in a wedding where the bride and the maid of honor are friends I both made in dance. This makes me feel a part of an in-group or gives me a place I feel I belong. Dance also provided me with an opportunity to travel within and outside of the US with a performing group called the Young Americans. It was within this group that I gained a passion for interacting with other cultures. In this, the tour I went on to Europe strengthened my straightforward type of communication. In this low context culture where meanings are communicated explicitly, my words had to dictate exactly what I wanted or needed. The honest, frank part of my personality worked when talking to kids and getting them to places they needed to go. Conversely, Japan brought out the softer side of my personality. Their high context culture, where decisions take into consideration the relationships between and among people, taught me to consider the group before myself. Japanese mothers, for example, wait until their family's needs are taken care of until they tend to their own. At first, my ethnocentrism caused me to think that the mamas who didn't even sit down to dinner were oppressed or doing something wrong. But I realized that their selflessness provided a nurturing environment for their spouses and children. In conclusion, the path I took from childhood and my familial relationships through the performing arts and around the world formed my self-identity. I am independent but peace-loving, have high self-esteem, and enjoy interacting with other cultures. When I look back on the highlight reel of my life, my family, the connections I made through dance, and my favorite places in the world will all have starring roles. What will your story look like?